I love this piece. This is actually one of the most subtle of the Suzuki songs that I really like. Has a lot of challenges in it, and I think it's actually a lot harder, so much harder than Scherzo, so much harder than everything else coming up even. So it's a little out of order of difficulty. I actually would put this later in this book. If you hear, there's a lot of things to talk about. Number one is that the articulations of the, take some of this reverb off, the articulations of these first notes, da da da, this is a dotted eighth note to a 16th note, so it's 3 to 1, da 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 da, da 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 da, da 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 da, not a triplet, da 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 da. That's the way that people typically play it until a teacher tells them not to do that. So I'm telling you not to do that right now. That's what it should feel like, not. Okay? And, but another thing that makes this difficult is it's in one bow, and there's accents on each of these. So you're going to feel that kind of feeling. And if you put a little vibrato on that, if you can, that's a good way to make an accent be a little bit bigger without much more bow motion. Up again. So we got this shift. We've got a lot of shifts. We're going to organize them right now. We're going to shift back on that fourth finger. We always shift on the old finger. So shift back on 4 to make sure that works. Okay? This is a big shift to 4th position. Try to keep your arm up and over the cello, not let it get stuck behind. Second position. First position. I hope that helps. We repeat that, obviously. This is a great shift. This is the karate chop shift, but it's not good to stick muscles into it as though you're actually karate chopping, but instead this is more like a fall. I want your arm to feel, like it's just dropping with gravity. And you have to lift your wrist just a little bit to get over this hump of this cello. So if you're stuck behind the cello, you'll have to make some modification like this, and that's just never good. We want to keep the hand a consistent shape all the way up the cello. And this is the first time here in 5th position. In 4th position, we never stick a whole step between 2 and 3, ever. 1 through 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Never is there a whole step between 2 and 3. But starting in 5th position, you might see it. So here we have a whole step between 2 and 3. And that also is an A harmonic you can use to get your hand ready for the 4th finger, 4th position. Now that is the hardest thing that we've seen so far. How to make that work? Well, you have to practice it beat to beat. So stick a metronome on whatever tempo you need to start out with and make that your target goal. Landing to that C natural, not the D, because you'll take forever to get to that C. You can just put that in a loop with a metronome. That would be a great practice for you to get down. Add the A harmonic before the... And we go back to 4th position and cross over to the D string. 1-1 shift, whole step back to that G. Just like the beginning. A little different shift here. We shift on the old finger, on that fourth finger. Here again, shift on this old fourth finger B, back to an A, and play the first finger F sharp, G. All right, that's the first page. Now the trio, it doesn't have to be as fast as I played it. Più mosso, a little bit faster, but this is the part where we get to these up bow accents, up bow staccato accents. And see if you can get that down. It's really you want the bow to have pressure starting out on the string. This is the string. Pressure on the string, and as soon as the bow moves, the pressure is gone. And you don't move very far. Pa, pa. You also don't go off the string. It's not... Some people might play it that way. But we want this arm to pressure. So it's a fast stop, but every time when there's motion in the bow, there's not as much pressure as there is when you start, before you play the bow. I have pressure now, and as soon as I trigger the gun, it's like residual pressure that makes the sound happen. Okay? That's a tough one. You may need to practice that a bunch with just a bunch of up bows. Same thing. Shift to second position. Half position. No one ever says this, but the half position is the biggest position on the cello. Up. So make your 3 pretty high, away from 2. First position. And here's an extension. Get that elbow involved. Keep your first finger down and let the hand reach around the cello, kind of like you're going around the instrument to get that fourth finger C sharp high enough. We start in second position for the next part, and then we extend back. Notice how my hand doesn't change. I don't go... This hand should be square to the cello. Target note. And shift on the open string before you play that D. The F sharp may want to tend to be too high. Okay, I hope that helps. This one's a long one. There's a lot to learn in this video. Play with me a bunch of times and send me any questions you got.